And welcome everybody to AlexandApp.com for the Best of 2016 awards. And up next we have the best visuals in video games for 2016. And the list
South Park.
is...
I don't care.
Oh yeah, actually, I said it wrong. This is the South Park of the Year award.
The South Park Memorial Best Visuals, Graphics, or Art Style.
And if you guys are new to AlexandApp.com, South Park got gypped on an award.
It was like one of the biggest crimes in the history of the best art style / graphics category.
Tune in after this to the live stream onto it.
Go to AlexandApp.com, look at the Game of the Year 2014. Just listen to Toby and I plead, and we lost, and it was sad.
But 2016 brings us a handful of games here. Uncharted 4, Warhammer Total War, which came out of nowhere, EA's UFC 2. If you guys haven't played it, it's pretty amazing. We'll get into that. Battlefield 1, Final Fantasy 15, Gears of War 4, Bound, Overwatch, The Witness, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, and I threw a little game on there, Let It Die. If you guys haven't played it, stylized. If you want to go down that road, Dead Rising 4, and we also have Titanfall 2. So a ton of games that are pushing the processing power and kind of killing it, dude, with the quality of visuals. But let's start knocking some of these things off here because that's a fucking large-ass list that I don't want to deal with right now.
Yeah, that's funny when it's
like 45 long. Did you guys even pay attention to any of the fucking shit I said?
We have everyone on the staff puts in their list, and everyone has such different tastes that here we go.
Yeah, so, dude. I don't even remember what's on there, dude.
Let It Die.
Let It Die's got to go.
Whoa, dang!
Peace out. It looks exactly like every other shooting game. I don't even know how they made the list. Peace out.
Yeah.
I think Dead Rising 4 has to go.
It's like saying every Uncharted game looks like every Uncharted game.
Dead Rising 4 looks... I thought Dead Rising 3 looked better. And it's so much of it's at night. I don't think they do night really well in that game at all.
Get it out of here.
There was a ton of zombies on the screen and stuff. I thought it was cool, but yeah, I agree.
Get it out of here.
Titanfall 2, not even... who put that on the list? It looks exactly like Titanfall, which looks exactly like Call of Duty.
Wait, is this how it's going to go for every sequel this year?
Yeah,
UFC 2 looks like UFC.
No, UFC 2...
Uncharted 4 looks like Uncharted.
I agree with what Jason's saying. UFC did enhance the visuals over...
And the animation, I think, on UFC 2 is really good. I think that stays. I think Call of Duty Infinite Warfare was a real... they did actually make the graphics better as we experienced at E3 when it confused the entire audience in the theater, which I thought was amazing, but I don't know if it was the best graphics this year.
Yeah.
I would say...
We'll keep it on for a second.
Leave it on there for a hot minute.
Final Fantasy...
I had some cool stuff,
thought
but
it had some...
there was a lot of blurry textures, a lot of pop-in, and the camera ruined a lot of the visuals by being so zippy and unfocused.
For which Final Fantasy?
Final Fantasy, yeah.
Well, let's talk about the bland-ass dungeons, too.
That too.
Whatever happened to, really great dungeons in, that series, dude? I mean, there was nothing. You'd go into a cave. Everyone was like a fucking cave or some super dark-ass place that you couldn't really see.
And the terrible character design? I hate the characters.
The characters, yeah, I agree.
Alright, Final Fantasy is gone.
Sorry, Final Fantasy
Peace out. Overwatch, I put that on there because I thought it was a very consistent art style. It's very Blizzard. It can go, but I think it does what it does amazingly well, and it runs perfect. But I also put The Witness on there because when you're playing that game, it looks so fucking good. I wish I could play that game in VR so bad, and I wish I was in, I don't know, maybe it's on PS Pro, but in 4K, I think that game would just be fucking gorgeous. Its art style is immaculate.
It's cute, I would say.
But
it's a cute, cuddly game.
We can knock it. What about Gears of War 4? 2 Gears of War?
It depends on how you play it. It's like, if you play it with a friend, the graphics look like shit. If you play it by yourself, you have some moments of real clarity of where it looks really awesome and epic, but it's just like...
Did it do anything technical? I don't think the art style is very Gears of War, so it nailed that.
I didn't play it enough to really be able to get a handle on it.
I think there's better looking things. Did you guys see Bound? Bound I put on the list because I thought that game looked so neat. I didn't like that gameplay at all, but watching that game move.
You really like the cell plane kind of. That was not super detailed.
It was a very flat, very beautiful, and everything flowed. It actually had this really cool look that most games don't have.
When we get to best visuals, I find out how artsy you are.
No, thanks. Why work on the site? We do some site stuff, right?
I never realized it too.
I don't know. Bound was one of my favorite looking games of the year, but there's other stuff on this list I think that you guys would probably think look better.
Fucking get rid of it, dude.
Peace out, bound.
I feel like it's a game show. Get it out of here!
All right, so EA UFC, we talked about it a little bit, and I think that game it's the best character models in any sports game ever. Period.
Like last year, I thought it did really well. This year, I think it just did phenomenal, dude. I was really surprised. Like, and it always goes to show when you get the slow motion replay and the shit just jiggles and like, but they look just like the real life people do. Like it's really almost too good.
Biggest problem with that game is when you get underground.
The animation on the ground is just terrible.
And that's supposed to be the biggest part of UFC, and it's really not in the games. So I agree, great character models, but when you get on the ground, it's not there.
Do I do this? The throat slaves? Is that too dark? Because I think UFC's gone.
Yeah.
Do we do one of these like?
When we're talking about facial animations and stuff, Uncharted 4, somewhat. There's some uncanny valley stuff in there when you're watching it that disappears. Like you feel like you're looking at real actors.
And some of the scenery too. It's like, wow, like if you're just kind of take a moment to stop and like, you know, when shit's blowing up and you're flying everywhere and look at it, like, dude, some of that stuff is fucking gorgeous. And when you do that photo mode, Amy's put some stuff on the site. Like when you actually do photo mode and you take pictures of things that are there, it's not actually enhancing it. It's just photoing like shit that's around you, and it looks fucking amazingly detailed and realistic.
I think Uncharted is in our top 3. Yeah. There's no question. Like I think Uncharted. Here's my thing with Battlefield 1. It looks exactly like Star Wars, and it looks exactly like Battlefield 4. I don't feel like they pushed any technical boundaries in that game at all.
Dude, that was the first thing I said when we played the beta desert stage, was that the same rock texture that they used on the moon for Star Wars Battlefront.
Yeah, and the forest looks exactly like Endor. It's just like, I can't, in good faith, give that.
What else we got left? We got Gears of War 4. Get it out of here, didn't we, or no? Did we do?
I'm avoiding the big. I'm avoiding talking about Total War.
Well, no, we're on to that now. What are we left with here?
We're Uncharted, Warhammer, Gears, and Call of Duty.
All right.
I don't think Call of Duty hangs with these guys.
I agree.
Bye.
Really?
Call of Duty's out.
Did you guys go into this space?
Yes, I played it. I thought it was really cool. I even did the VR stuff, which I thought was really neat.
Dude, there were some things in there that were...
Was it better than Uncharted?
The special effects.
Was it better than Uncharted?
The particle effects were good, but
I
don't think it's as good as Uncharted.
Exactly.
I would I would take Call of Duty over Gears of War 4 though, any day of the week.
That I agree with.
Yeah, I would too.
All right, so let's leave Call of Duty for a second. You're very passionate about that. Gears of War's gone. Tell us about Warhammer.
Yeah.
Why do you think Warhammer's? I think it looked like a Total War game to me.
Well, and it's going to. I mean, at the same time, Uncharted still looks like an Uncharted with enhanced graphics. I mean, it's still a sequel, but it's a totally different vibe. You have this fantasy setting, and the big thing is, like, you get the explosions on the battlefield, you get, like when archers shoot, they shoot arrows. It's not like you see, like, 4 or 5 arrows. It's everyone that shot an arrow. The details are very impressive, especially when you zoom in. When you see like the big monsters come in and they pick up a unit and they throw them at the other units, and when you cast spells with the mages, like there's a lot of minute details that are so good in that game. And even when you zoom out too, that actually play the game, because if you zoom all the way in, you have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
Even when you zoom out, you can still see like these individual battles of, I have these guys going after these guys. I have my horses.
But that's what they've done in Total War games for years. It looks very. I mean, the same as Uncharted.
But the addition of the fantasy setting is like such a different change.
I hate the art style of Warhammer. Period. So I think that's. I don't like the way they do.
Look
fantasy.
at that grass.
Yeah, I think the game falls apart when you zoom in on it. But I think I've watched some videos and seen it and stuff.
Yeah, dude. The fire, the dragons, the crazy shit that's going on.
Yeah, and that's what makes it so much different
this year
than another Total War game, because they've had to redo all the armies. It's not the same soldiers. You have all the vampire units look different. The dwarf units look different. The human, like all the different units look completely different. And like again, that fantasy setting, you have stuff that wasn't in there before. You have the explosions and the magic.
Technically, are the explosions better than they were in the other games?
Yeah, absolutely. Because they're so different. There's fire that comes through, lightning. It's not just cannon shooting.
I can't get sold on it. Just knowing what I know about like the way that everything looks in that game, like the design of it, it does a big battle well, but it's not technically as
Seen
talented
it
as
in
Uncharted.
motion,
There's no
yeah.
way.
Like, I think that Uncharted has pushed the limit almost visually for what, like...
The animation and visual quality in Uncharted as it switches from cutscene to gameplay.
As much as I
is
don't like that game,
unbelievable.
as much as I can't...
I don't
enjoy
like
it,
the gameplay of Uncharted
Fucking
4. I
can't
would not
stand
put
it.
Uncharted 4 in my top
But,
7.
like, just looking at, like, still shots of that, and that's not from, like, cutscene animation.
Watching
and
your
you're
guys'
like-
random 30 of it,
Yeah,
and just like
I
as you
was-
guys explore the world and just there's nothing. I don't think a game looks better than Uncharted 4 this year.
And there wasn't a lot of, like, where you, like, you know, like, a lot of polygonal angle, like, weird, like, just fucked up anti-aliasing, like, all those little details, like, everything was really put together well, except for that really shitty polygon game they put in there, like, it was like...
Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, what was that, dude? Awful graphics. Awful graphics on that, dude.
Unbelievable.
I'm going with Uncharted 4. Dude, nothing blew my mind this year, graphically, like that game.
Toby makes a compelling case for
It
Total
does,
War.
dude, because it's
but-
an awesome setting. I love fantasy stuff, but visually, like, if I put, you know, them side by side and watch them play, it's just like I'm really more drawn to and blown away by the technicality and, like, what is going on. with
Me
Uncharted.
too. I just that facial
And that's
animation
where
and the
I'm
way
at.
the eye tracking is in
Yeah.
Uncharted. It's just nothing. There's nothing been like that for us yet. And I feel like Total War is just an extension of the Total War engine. I don't think it's like an overhaul. You still zoom in on the units and they're like low polygon.
They're not. That's the thing. There's a
We
lot
were
more.
just looking at it.
There's a lot more detail. That
But they're
goes
not like they're not.
They're more angular.
Yeah, I mean they're a little
There's
bit more
also
rounded.
100,000
A
of
billion,
them on
yeah.
the screen.
But there's
and
been
they're
100,000 of them in every Total War game for like 10 years. I can put Total War on my iPad, and I don't go, oh man, there's 10,000 guys. That's amazing. I just go, oh, there's 10,000 guys on my iPad.
Yeah.
I don't think it's technical. I personally think Uncharted. If Chad can be swayed, I could not be swayed to put Total War as the best looking game this year. There's no chance. I would take Call of Duty over that. If you guys want to do Call of Duty, I'll do Call of Duty.
I mean, I'm fine with Uncharted. I like what you're saying. I just don't think that you have given Total War
A fair shake.
A fair shake, yeah.
I mean, you
But-
haven't. I guess like yeah. I guess.
But like, and I'm not going to disagree with what you say. Like, I mean, Uncharted, it looks beautiful.
So
I mean, I can't deny that. I just, for me, I think Total War did enough to be different this year compared to the other ones. And
But really, all they did, the difference between Total War, Warhammer, and Total War Rome is they just skinned it with a fantasy setting. It's like what they did with Last of Us to
But
Uncharted.
they
just skinned it with a zombie
They
setting.
did create new units and everything as well. And,
and
Warhammer
again,
stuff.
having all the different types and having all these unique looks to them, and when you zoom in on the battles, it's not 3 animations of guys going like this. You see individual battles. You see guys.
No,
stabbing
yeah,
down.
no, I know, yeah.
So,
I totally get what you're saying.
And it looks really good when it happens. When you see guys and a big meteor comes down and crushes guys,
Yeah.
and you see bodies. And again, the details with the newer units, with like the when you see the orcs come in and they pick up guys and they start throwing them around.
I used to
like,
do shit like that in black and white on PC with my gods. They'd come in, they'd grab the guys and throw them into physics, they'd roll around, and I thought that
but
was
that's-
amazing.
But
15 years ago.
But
Now I'm just being a prick.
I've also walked around in a forest and jumped on cliffs
Yeah,
in Tomb
but-
Raider and PlayStation, but it doesn't.
This
that's-
looks better than Tomb Raider did last year. There's no.
I'm talking about Tomb Raider on PS2. You're comparing.
So are we good at Uncharted at this point?
Yeah.
We're all okay with it?
yeah.
Let's
I think,
stop wasting our waste time. What are we doing? People gotta eat.
We're talking through it to make sure that we're making the right decision.
making the right
But we made our final decision.
Close
Uncharted.
second for Total.
Yeah, yeah. So
I just wanted to make it closer. That's all. I wanted.
You
Uncharted.
did a good job. Of that.
Uncharted. Can I continue?
Who's sponsoring this?
Uncharted 4 Best Visuals 2016 on allertonab.com. Thank you guys so much for joining us as we fight through it and figure it out for you guys to let you know and introduce you guys to some stuff you might not have seen or heard of or played this year. And if you want more, check out the rest of our Game of the Year videos on allertonab.com and our YouTube page. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Toby. We'll see you guys in the next video.
Bye.
Oh, sight out. That was a
Yeah, you held on to them this time.
I threw one halfway into you because I was getting tired of it.